Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to the final edition of the Superman and Lois Season 1 review series. And today I am going to be talking about episode 15, the Season 1 finale of the show, Last Sons of Krypton, which I've just finished watching. And before I get into talking about the final episode of Season 1, I just want to quickly say how awesome this show has been. And what can you really say about this show that hasn't been said already? It's well written, it's well produced, the dialogue, the acting, everything about this show has just been top notch. And when they announced that Superman and Lois were going to be getting their own show in the Arrowverse on the CW, I was of course excited because I'm a huge fan of Superman and have been for many years, and I had been crying out for a really long time for a Superman show in the Arrowverse ever since he first appeared in season 2 of Supergirl for 3 episodes. It's never happened, but when they finally announced that he was going to be getting his own show and it was billed as Superman and Lois, I was really excited, but at the same time I was quite concerned because all of Superman's appearances in the Arrowverse, they kind of toned him down a lot, watered him down, just wasn't Superman that I know and love. So I was quite surprised at what a completely different animal they made Superman in the show. And everything about Superman in Superman and Lois was what I wanted to see. Superman at full power, hopeful, optimistic, true champion of justice, everything you wanted in Superman, we got this and more. And from episode 1 all the way up to episode 15, there hasn't been a single bad episode. The budget is very high, as I've said previous times. It feels like it's a cinematic movie. To me, it captures everything about Superman and more, but at the same time taking it in its own direction. And when they also said that this was going to focus on Superman and Lois being parents, I was intrigued. I was really intrigued. I wanted to know how were they going to pull that off, and they did. They really pulled it off in a big way. And for me, I've said this time and time again, and I will continue to say this until I'm proven otherwise. Superman and Lois, for me, has been, by far, the best show in the Arrowverse. No argument from me. You'll get no disagreement from me. Everything about this show has just been stellar. So I'm going to give a quick recap of what's happened so far, then we're going to get straight into talking about episode 15, which is the season 1 finale. So, as we saw in the last episode, Morgan Edge is now the Eradicator. He's at full power, and he kidnapped Jordan at the end, and he's corrupted him, and now with Jordan's help, he is now ready to corrupt all of the humans and turn them into his own personal Kryptonian army. And we saw at the end of the last episode Zeta Rho coming out of Jordan's body and saying, "Let's begin." So obviously they are now on a mission to try and turn everybody into Kryptonian-powered super beings. So we saw also in this episode John Henry and Superman working together, which was quite cool. Anybody who's read the old Superman comics and who've seen Superman and Steel work together, this was a very special treat. And also, we were treated to a very big surprise at the end of the episode, which sets up for season 2 in a very big way, which I will get into in a moment. Everything about this episode didn't disappoint. Usually season 1s start off very strong, then they kind of plod along a little bit. This hasn't been the case. Everything about this has just been getting better and better, and the season 1 finale was just fantastic. I absolutely loved every second of it. So with that all said, let's get straight into it. Let's talk about the season 1 finale of the show, episode 15, Last Sons of Krypton. So we see this episode pick up where we left off at the end of episode 14. We see Lois is distraught about Jordan being missing. We see John Henry's instructs his suit's AI to keep looking and not stop, while Leslie Dahl continues to taunt both of them that they will fail and not even Superman can stop what's coming. Superman tells Lois that he can't find or hear Jordan anywhere. We then see Superman fly off to look for Jordan. Near Smallville, the Cushions show up to help Sam Lane, and Sarah has questions as to why Edge would take Jordan. Lois goes to confront Leslie, but Leslie only taunts Lois. Elsewhere, Jordan, now possessed by Zeta Rose, speaks ominously through the possession, appears to falter briefly. We also see in Smallville there's chaos, people are demanding answers, and the Cushions decide to stay and help deal with the situation. As General Sam Lane tries to talk to the people about things, Edge appears behind the crowd and powers up, causing people to flee in terror. We also see Superman flying around the world trying to find Jordan. He eventually flies above the planet and just yells his name, hoping that Jordan will hear him, and eventually he does. We then hear Jordan calls for his dad, and Superman finds him. Jordan has no idea what's happened to him, and suddenly we see Zeta-Ro has taken over his body, and we see Zeta-Ro in Jordan's body fight Superman while Zeta-Ro monologues, though Jordan has moments where he breaks through, trying to plead with his dad to help him as they fight on the edge of the volcano. Excellent scene. Loved it. Really good. We then see John Henry suit up and takes on Edge, though that doesn't go particularly well, and Edge is able to eradicate a bunch of new Kryptonians. We then see Zeta-Ro declares that the Defense Council has risen and takes off. Edge collects his new eradicated Kryptonians and leaves, and we then see Superman return to Smallville. General Sam Lane declares that Smallville needs to be evacuated immediately. Lois tells Clark that he can't stop this whole thing by himself, and he needs their help. Lois has an idea that he can get Jordan back if she can access his memories. We then see Superman flies off to find Jordan. Chrissy types up a story pushing the evacuation of Smallville. The Cushions evacuates their home. John Henry works on his suit and hammer in the Kent's barn, and Jonathan comes to help, bringing weapons that he borrowed from the DoD. General Sam Lane shows up with an SUV full of cases. Clark returns but still hasn't found Jordan. The team goes over the plan in the barn, and Jonathan offers some words of reason about how bad their odds are, and Lois gives him a weapon telling him that he isn't to use it unless he has to. Somewhere in the sky we see Zeta-Ro declares it is time, and the fake Kryptonian squad flies off so Edge can power up with the ex-Kryptonite at the mines. Here we go. We then see Superman and John Henry show up at the mines and start to fight all of the Kryptonian defense forces. They manage to knock out Jordan, and John Henry speeds them away, getting him to Lois at the barn so they can use the device on him to access Jordan's memories. Lois gets it to work and goes into Jordan's head while Jonathan stands guard. She ends up initially seeing Zeta-Ro's memories and goes progressively deeper, though Zeta-Ro taunts her that he will never find her son. Jonathan gives his unconscious brother a pep talk, telling him he has to wake up. He does, but it's Zeta-Ro. Jonathan does the unthinkable and fires his weapon on his brother, but it's not enough, and Jordan moves to kill Jonathan. Meanwhile, inside his head, Lois calls out for Jordan and manages to help find him deep in his consciousness, sobbing and having been convinced by Zeta-Ro that he's weak. Lois encourages him to be strong. It finally works, and there's a breakthrough. Jordan overcomes his possession, and the Kent brothers are united in a hug. Excellent stuff. Clark keeps fighting while Edge grows more powerful and soon begins to spread, attacking Smallville. Kyle starts trying to save people, rushing into a burning building while everyone tries to attack him and take cover. John Henry and Superman continue fighting the army, but John Henry's running out of power. They have one shot to take out Edge, and in one final push, John Henry hurls his hammer while Superman restrains Edge. John Henry's suit runs out of power high above Earth, and his life flashes before his eyes as he falls back down. He falls to his death, but Superman manages to catch him in time, and Edge is stopped and is restored back to normal, telling Superman that all he ever wanted was a family. And Superman says, "You did have a family, and you ruined it." We then see the next day Smallville is saved and everybody is cleaning up after the damage that Edge and his army have caused. The Cushions are back in the town's good graces, and we see Superman does an interview with Chrissy telling the truth about Morgan Edge, and then deflect that the real heroes were the people in Smallville. We then see a massive barbecue, and everyone is now getting along. Lois buys half of the Smallville Gazette to keep Chrissy from selling it, and the two become official partners. We then see General Sam Lane officially step down from active duty. Lois and Clark wants John Henry to stay, but John Henry says he can't stay because it's just too painful for him. Lois understands and gives him a big hug. We then see Sarah and Jordan kiss after declaring their love for one another. And as the episode ends, we see a funeral is held for the remains of the crystals of Jor-El, as it is buried in the Kent's farm. And then we see a mysterious object crash land on Earth, and John Henry's daughter Natalie emerges and calls Lois Mum. And that's how we end the season 1 finale of the show and my review. Overall, excellent season 1 finale. Really enjoyed this one a lot. Really felt like a movie. As I said before, the budget is really high, and it just feels like this easily could have been a Superman movie, because that's how good it was. And I really enjoyed this a lot, and I'm really looking forward to season 2 so much. But of course, we've got quite a while for that, but I'm more than happy to wait. As I said, this has been the best show in the Arrowverse, and I've loved every second of it, and it's just been an absolute blast watching all of season 1 and reviewing every single episode. Loved every second of it. So that's going to be it from me. I am going to wrap this up now. What did you think of the season 1 finale of Superman and Lois? Did you enjoy it? What was your thoughts on the way Morgan Edge was defeated? Did you enjoy it? Or maybe would you have liked to have seen them go at it with Superman and Steel a bit more? And also, what was your thoughts on John Henry's daughter landing on Earth? How is that going to play out? Especially as Natalie thinks that Lois is her mum from the other Earth. How do you think season 2 is going to play out? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below. And I just want to say a special thank you to everybody. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me talking about all 15 episodes of Superman and Lois. And I will see all of you next time for the season 2 review of Superman and Lois. So until next time, take care everybody and stay safe. And once again, thanks for listening.